We are live on Facebook, and now we are live on Instagram. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Girl.
Girl, you
You
better
better
mind
mind
your
your money.
money.
Yes, this is what it's all about. Angeline Harris and I are here to help business owners, to help them to grow, thrive,
Thrive
and
and prosper.
prosper. And their money matters. Okay, that's what it's all about. And so we are thankful that you have taken out the time today to share time with us today to talk about another topic.
What?
And
What are we going to talk about today, girl?
girl,
I know it's something
today,
juicy. I know it's something juicy.
today, you guys better get ready. We're not gonna be with you long today, but get your notepads out because we're gonna be talking about business credit. You know, this was hot a topic about 2 or 3, well, maybe about 5 years now. We have been talking about business credit online, and we've talked about it here, the topic here several times. But
Oh, yes.
today, you guys who have been here for the last few weeks, we have been talking about money mindset. We've been talking about money
Yes.
matters, having money
Yes.
meetings,
Yes.
just being prepared. And
Yes.
so we've talked about personal credit. And so most people, they don't even know that there is something called business credit.
Ooh.
Did you know about business credit? Like, did they
Yes.
teach you that in school?
No, honestly, no, they do not teach you that in school, in business school, or even in finance.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
taking finance classes and courses, accounting,
Yeah.
economics, and things like that. No, they don't teach you that. At
Yeah.
least not when I was in school. I don't know if they're doing it now.
Yeah, I
If
don't
they're
even
more
know when they
savvy now.
started it. Yeah, I don't know even when they started because everybody is familiar with, you want to build your personal credit, right? You want
Mhm.
to, when you're 18 years old, it's just like, hey, go ahead, get you a small little credit card, and then over time, it's like, you know what? We want to also go ahead and start you some installment accounts, which is maybe you may have a furniture note, but did you know now, Miss Angeline, that you can report your lease, your rent? It can show
Yeah.
up on your credit now.
Yes, I knew
That
about
was a
that.
law
And
that
that's been
just
happening
changed.
for past years. Yes.
Yeah,
And that
recently.
kind of helps people out to build their credit as well, because that's one of the
Yes.
big thing, at least it's a major payment that people are making. And if
Yeah.
they're making it on time, that should be a factor in, since that's a
Yes.
big chunk coming out of their monthly income. And so
Yes.
that
And
should count as something.
I don't know why they waited so long, but
So
I know
long.
that
Yeah.
it was a lot of agencies. I know Rent, they call it Report. Oh Lord Jesus, it was a company that Boom's Report. There was other rent reporters and just different companies that took advantage, and they would go back and report to the bureaus at least 2 years of your on-time payments. And now these are for people. You don't want to do that if you don't have on-time payments now. But if you was late a few times, you might not want them to report yours, right? But yeah, there is you have that opportunity now. A lot of I guess it's not mortgage company, apartment buildings, and they will report your on-time payments now. So that helps you to build your credit on an installment. Because I always say, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how you want to have 2 to 3 revolving, have at least 1 to 2 in installment, because that gives you the good credit mix, is what they call a good credit mix. And so this is what we're talking about today. Welcome, Miss Donna. Thank you for joining us today. She is faithful here to our live podcast. Thank you for joining us today. And for you guys who are listening to the replay, we got a good one for you. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. You guys know who I am. I am Katrina Fitton, your money coach. They call me the funding queen. I'm the CEO and founder of New Day for You Financial, where we help you to get to the bag. And Miss Angeline, what you doing?
Well, girl, when you help them get to the bag, I help them keep the money that was
Yes,
in that bag, right?
yes,
So
yes.
yes, I am Angeline Harris, your tax strategist and accountant. So I help you have a purpose for that money, to keep that money so that you don't overpay, and Uncle Sam, you don't pay him more than you have to, and that you have a mission for that money, that you have a purpose for that money. We help you with your finances, and even to get established, to get that money, to get your books in order, right? To
Yeah.
get your taxes in order, to get your finances in order, to even to get the funding as well. And so I help
Mhm.
clients and business clients, and to support them in that way through accounting, finances, and tax planning and strategy.
Yeah, yeah. So today, without any further ado, we are talking about what comes after you build that credit, or after you have gone through credit repair. So from personal credit to business credit. This is what we call the CEO expansion plan. This is where you are maximizing your ability to be able to spend, or to be able to, what we call, to have more cash flow. Okay, you've talked about that a lot. That this is very important in a business. You got to have that cash flow. I always
Cash
say
flow.
it is the blood
Bloodline.
flow, the
Yeah.
bloodline of the business. You got to have that blood pumping, that
Gosh,
that that
yes.
cash
Lord,
flow
yes.
pumping through that business, honey. I was having a conversation with one of my mentees today. I was like, look, you got to have a way where you have multiple streams or multiple profit centers. So that way, if one profit center is giving you a drip,
I
if
like
you got
that. A
one
drip.
profit center giving you a drip, you got another profit center giving you that
Flow.
flow. Okay,
A
that
flow.
flow.
Yeah.
So I always say, honey, when you have extensive capital and access to lines of credit, and all of the things, I always say sometimes that can be a little how can I say, it can really kind of throw you off sometimes, because
Right.
you think you got all this fluff over there, you got that emergency money, you get opportunities, what they say, no opportunity wasted. You taking advantage of those
Right. Right.
opportunities. You like, oh, what you talking about? Oh, I got money. Like, money ain't it, right? But what
Yeah.
happens is sometimes we take our eyes off the prize, and
Okay.
that's that profit.
The profit.
That profit, we take our eyes off the prize, because we like just buying and buying,
But
because we think, because it's in the bank account, we can
yeah.
use it, right? And we're
Right.
not thinking
Yes.
about the return on the investment. We're not thinking about how we're going to make that money back, and how we're going to spend that money in a way that is going to give us income producing on the other end.
Right.
Right, revenue
Exactly.
generation, like you talk about, that predictable, revenue, right,
Right.
and stream
Exactly.
that we're looking for. And so today we are talking about how we can transition from using our personal credit to try using our business credit. And so this is where credit stops being defensive and it starts being strategic. Okay. And so reason why you're getting business loans or business credit or business lines of credit, anything of this nature, is because you have a purpose for your money. Your money has a mission.
There
Okay.
you go.
And so, and we often have the conversation, Miss Angeline, about, business owners is like, well, I don't know, I may want to just use all cash. Is this a good question? I mean, like, some business like, well, I just want to pay in cash. But from a business mindset, is that a good way of doing things? Is just to use up all your cash?
No, 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 no. No,
No, no, no, no,
just
no, no.
no. Just Straight up, no. That
Yeah.
is not a good strategy to use in your business, to use up all your cash.
Yeah.
And that's not, and honestly, then that's not how the big boys play. That's
Come
not
on now.
how they got to be the big boys. They did
Yes.
not use cash. They use OPM, other
What is
people's
that?
money.
Other
Old
people's
people,
money.
other people's money. They leveraged that strategy. And they kept their money in the bank, for their operational purposes. And they leveraged their money to show other companies that
Yeah.
they have money, that they can make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they leverage that to as a support to say, hey, if we're able to make money, we're able to keep money.
Yeah.
However, we need additional funding to do blah blah blah. We have an objective, we have goals and plan to expand. We want to make some capital purchases, and we don't want to use up all of our cash flow to do that. However, we do have money, so
Mhm.
it's a leveraging thing. It's a
Yeah.
bargaining tool, to
Yes. I love it. I love
show to show the lending institution that you're solid, that you are valuable, that you are able to make money. So you
it.
don't
Yeah.
want to use up your money, because then that looks like you're not solid, that you are
Yeah.
not stable, right? So
Yeah.
no, you don't want to use up your own business money. You
Yeah.
use OPM, or OBM, other business money, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because think about it. And I'm just going to talk to you from the way the business, the banks look at it. And that is this. When you kind of, obviously, we do 0% funding,
Uh-huh.
no documentation that's required and all of that. That gets you started, right? You can do that. You don't have any revenue yet, but you got good credit. Your utilization is in control, and you're making, you have annual income where you can, actually pay money back. Then you can get 0% interest for an introductory period of time.
Uh-huh.
And so that gets you started.
Get you
However,
started.
real business credit, okay, you have to qualify with documentation. Okay, that's real business credit. Okay,
Right.
I know everybody kind of had the frenzy and the trend around, oh, just some quick money, no doc, no doc, no docs. Okay, now that you've gotten your no documentation funding, it got you started. You got you some startup fee. You got you in a little program, in a little mastermind. You didn't, got your little website. You started. You at the starting game, right?
You're out the
You
starting
got out
gate.
the, yeah, you didn't start at the relay. Okay. But when you start passing that baton, when you start really want to make 6, 7, 8 figures, you ready to scale, you ready to grow, you ready to hire people at, like in real position, not contractors per se. You ready to put somebody in position. You really want them to focus on your business full time. It's time for you to now get what I call real business funding. Okay.
Okay.
And
Right.
this is something like an SBA loan, like a small business association loan. This is stuff like equipment loans.
Right.
Okay. This is what they call revenue based loan. I mean, you have to show them your bank statements. They want to see
Yes.
that cash going in and that cash going out, where
Right.
your bank balances are. They just want to see the financial
The
health of the
activity.
business, the activity, what's going
Mm-hmm.
on. And then they're going to let me see your last 2-year tax return. I want to see, what's going on. Have you been paying Uncle Sam? You owe Uncle Sam? What's your
Yes.
P&L look like? Your profit and
Profit
loss
and
statement.
loss. Uh-huh.
What does that look like? Are you profitable right now? Because we don't want to give no money to no business that's not stable and not profitable. So that's the real business funding. That's the foundation of really where you start transitioning into what I call real business credit. Okay. And
Okay.
so the same thing on the business credit side is we have business Experian, we have business Equifax, and we have Dun and Bradstreet. Those are the three major credit bureaus on the business side. And another thing is that it's attached to your EIN number or your Dun and Bradstreet number. That's kind of the tracking method in which that credit profile is tracking what they call trade lines, meaning you have a trade line with Bank of America. You have a trade line with Chase. You have a trade line with a vendor. You have a trade line that you are paying on a loan. You have a trade line that you're paying on a business line of credit, and they're monitoring. Okay, you are current each month. You're paying on time. The other thing about on the business side, they have different credit scores. Everybody has their own credit score. But the other thing on the business side is they're not really looking at per se your utilization. Okay, they're not really concerned about utilization to a high level unless it's multiple years where you're like, okay, you're keeping this balance like 4 and 5 years, like okay, are you going to pay it down? They're just looking at the activity. Are you paying it down, paying it off? What are you doing? They're just looking at the health of the business, but it's not penalizing you for utilizing, because they know what? A business is going to always be using their lines of credit. Okay. And they love to see you're using them. And essentially, they will sometimes take away your balance. I had one card. This is, Lord, I almost, Lord have mercy. I was just like, Lord, just take the wheel. But they will reduce your credit limits if you're not using them, right? And so when they reduce your credit limit, that can impact you, right? And so, and then I start back using it. It was like, okay, let me just pay this off, start back using it and everything. And then they put my limit back. And I was just like, whoo. That was kind of scary there for a moment there. I was so happy when I saw that they had given me back, because they monitor it, every 6 months, or, every bank has their own little frequency of how they are monitoring and how they will lower your limit or raise your limit, things of that nature. So just be mindful of that as well. So business credit. And so how do you transition and get prepared? And so to get approval. So one of the things that you want to be mindful of is, like I said, when you're going to national banks and regional banks, they are going to look at your personal credit, you guys. I know everybody, I don't want nobody to no PG, no personal guarantee. Okay. You can know personal guarantee. There are some, vendors like Sam's Club and Home Depot and Lowe's and, Floor and Decor and, Granger and, all these people, they have net 30, net 60 accounts. They will give you a lot of credit without looking per se, I'm going to do air quotes, looking at your personal credit, but you at least have to have you in business for a while as well. So they're looking at how long you've been in business. They're looking at, essentially, is the business stable, right? But most of the time I always tell people, let's lead with personal credit. What's wrong? Why you got to not want a personal guarantee? Is there something wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? So, because the foundation is your personal credit.
Personal credit.
And once you have business credit and you're building it where you have, we've been having a credit profile for a long, 20x plus years, right? So that means we have a lot of lines of credit. We have a lot of loans we've paid off. We didn't, all of the things. So we've built up this history where you need to do that on the business side as well. You want to have multiple lines of revolving credit. You want to have multiple installments that you've paid off and you've added new ones and you've paid them off and you've added new ones. And then what's key on the business side, they want you to have that revenue. Somebody say revenue in the chat.
Revenue.
You got to have revenue. Let me look over here and see if I got the people put revenue in the chat. Put revenue in the chat. We got bloodthirsty. Oh, Lord, we don't want you over here. PDM illusions. Girl, oh, we got some stuff over here. We got the Bible camp. Oh my God, I don't know. We must got some bots over here on the line. Elevated within you. Thank you for joining us today. Okay. Got some situations.
There's some weird names popping up here.
Yeah, it's some weird names that I'm not going to be saying in the name of Jesus. So, but yes, you want to have that revenue. That's another thing that they're looking at on the business credit side, that you have consistent revenue, you have consistent payment history, you have a good credit mix, and you have the years of business, right? So that is kind of what they're looking at on the business side. And you just really want to make sure that you are on your personal side, keeping a lower utilization. Make sure you have, making sure your bank statements are looking clean. Ain't got no whole bunch of insufficient funds, your ending balances are looking strong, that sort of thing. That's what they're kind of looking at, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to focus on major bank cards. I know people kind of doing some of these banks and stuff that we never heard of, but you really want to focus on the major bank cards over store cards. At the end of the day, you guys, business credit is where you get the power. Okay. Business credit it's tied to your EIN, not your social security number, and it protects your personal credit, increases your funding capacity, and it builds your assets inside of your business. So if you wanted to even sell your business, Ms. Angeline, literally, you want to sell your book of business. You wanted to sell your book of business.
Block of business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you wanted, so that's something, especially if it goes along with the name and you want to sell your business, then guess what? That business credit can go along with the business. That helps you to get more for your business. Because it has, so awesome. It has established business credit. It has 5+ years in business, and you have a good book of business. You have a wonderful email list. All of these things make your business look very, very valuable, and you can get a valuation on your business, and you can put it on buy, sell business website and sell your business, honey.
Yes. When it's time for you to retire, come out of the market, and then that is very profitable. That's very profitable when you're ready to exit out of your company.
There you go.
And take the profit with you.
There you go. So that's why you have to make sure your financials are in order. Make sure that you're showing a profit. So right before, like you start preparing, if you know that that's something you're going to do to exit the business, start preparing at least a couple of years or so.
Your exit strategy.
Your exit strategy. Make sure your P&Ls and your financials, your book of business, your email list, all of those things. Someone who's going to, set someone up for a succession, like the back end of the business. Yes. You have somebody in place. All of those things. People are buying businesses now, and I'm helping them to get the funding to be able to buy the business.
Isn't
that awesome?
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is, and honestly, that is another source of wealth as well. When you think about that, right?
Yes.
See that as a source of wealth when you have your own business and you can sell that business.
And established credit. With established credit. Yeah. So,
and empowering.
And empowering, exactly. Yeah. And so there's so many benefits there, that asset ownership, all of the things. So literally, another thing that people, as I skip to the end here, is that literally not only are you able to build that business credit, but guess what? You can literally buy real estate in your business name.
Right. That's so true.
And that's the thing I see all the time, Miss Angeline, and it's so sad. And I see it all the time. I have another company right now. I'm trying to get what they call a receivables factoring or receivable financing, meaning they have invoices that are due,
Outstanding.
Outstanding, and you literally can get a line of credit against those invoices.
Where you're expecting payment to come in.
Exactly. $1.5 million of receivables that they're, waiting on. And so they can get a line of credit for that. And so I said all that to say the DTI was too high. Why was the DTI too high, Miss Angeline? Asked me.
Why, girl? Why was their DTI so high?
Well, they had their home, which was $1.3 million on their for personal credit report. Oh. Yes. Then they had the commercial property on their personal credit. Yeah.
Why would they put the commercial property on the personal credit?
These are the questions that we ask. These are the questions but they just don't know. I guess they don't know better. They just like, I got credit, so I'm gonna, I'll just personally guarantee the building. They go get the building, and
okay. Do you want to send them over to me so that we can restructure them?
Girl, look, we need to talk after this.
Yeah, we need to get them restructured.
These are the things that I see all the time. People that you guys who are in real estate investors who are, they may not be accredited investors, but they're just, they're buying properties and stuff, and they're buying them. I had another client who we couldn't even get all the funds that they needed because they had properties, real estate property. Like I can name 3, 4, 5 off the top of my head right now. Real estate properties in their personal name, 2 and 3 properties, messing up their DTI. They can't get funded, stuck like Chuck. For real. Yeah. They just don't know.
That's because they don't know. They weren't educated. They don't understand strategy of finances, funding. Protection, asset protection, tax strategy, all of that coming together. They're not understanding. That. They have not.
There's so many options out there for real estate investors or who wants to purchase, properties. You can get what they call a DSCR loan. If you're written that out, they'll literally minimize your down payment because you have, they already know you're income producing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They'll give you the money, because they know that the property you're going in income producing. Going in. Yeah. And so you can qualify for that, so you don't have to put these properties in your name. Just don't do it. Stop it. Okay, just don't do it no more. You want to control your legacy. You want to simplify, what they call estate planning. You don't want to put all this stuff in your name and it's caught up in probate court if something happens to you.
That part too. Yes.
Well, all of these things, you want to have a strong credit profile only with your personal things. You can personal guarantee it, but you want to put it in your business name.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to do that.
Yeah.
You want to transition it into your business. So I help them to transition it, into their business name. I'm not going to do it, but I tell them that's what they need to do. I don't do that part, but these are the mistakes that we're doing. Some of the common mistakes that businesses are doing that are hindering their business credit. Miss Angeline, I'm going to tell you 5. And that is number 1, they're commingling their funds.
Oh no.
Just 2 hours ago, got off the phone with somebody. Really, I said, oh my God. I said, you know what? Your credit score is not there, but we can help you to get a revenue-based loan because she's making between, 20, 50,000 a month. Right? I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and get you a line of credit. You're going to be awesome. It's all good. No problem. And so I started asking questions. Why did I do that? Miss Angeline, let me make sure I'm looking at your face when I tell you this. So I'm going down. I'm right. Oh, really? Oh, yes. I'm into our session. We're going through. Oh, yes. I think you should be able to qualify for that business line of credit. Yes, I'm ready to give her funds and everything. And I say, so tell me. So you're at LLC? Yes, LLC. Okay, wonderful. Okay. So tell me, where's your business bank account?
Did you at least have the business bank account? But got the LLC?
No business bank account, Miss Angela.
No.
You making 20, 30, 40, 50,000 months.
Wow.
No. You don't have a business bank account?
Oh.
Like who? Like who is your accountant? Like who is
right.
Who? What are you? Who? Now I sound like an owl. Who? Who? That's why that book, I love that book called Who Not How. Honey, look, stop it, you guys. If you want to go faster, hire a master.
Hire a master.
Stop trying to do this by yourself. She said that she had an LLC and she don't. I said, so how do you get paid? And she said, Venmo. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up.
Venmo. Like she needs some cleanup work. It sounds like she needs. You need to send her to me.
It's Venmo, Zelle. She said she was doing, and I'm just like, oh my God. I said, so anyway, I was just going. I talked to so many people all day about different things. I had another client, just all types of mistakes. You know, that one didn't have a business bank account. So guess what? She can't get funded. I said, we can't give you no business funded without no business bank account. No commingling. Like, what are we doing? Like, and then I had another client that's
so sad.
Yeah, I had another client and they was just like, yeah, I'm an LLC, whatever. I said, oh, okay. So she said she was an S Corp. I said, you're an S Corp. I said, so do you have payroll? She said, no. This is why I am called to do this. It's because I feel like a business evangelist out here just trying to spread the word, girl, the good news. Because they are telling me bad news. I got to turn this around. Okay.
Yeah, you got to turn it around. Sis.
I got to turn it around. But yes, she didn't have a clue that she's supposed to be paying her. She said her. I had one tell me. She said her accountant said the sole proprietor and the LLC was the same.
That what?
The sole proprietor and an LLC is the same. I said, well, by definition, it's not.
Yeah, however, up on the tax return, it can show up on the tax return as the same on a schedule
flow through. I told her about the flow
through. It's a flow through. But
however, that's the whole reason why they created the LLC. Is limited liability.
Right.
Separate.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So these are the things that, again, that's one of the things, mistakes, commingling. That is one of the things that we make our mistake on. Applying for an S Corp too early.
Yes.
Too early. And applying for funding too early. That's a whole nother one. That's why we dive deep. Make sure you know what you're doing.
Right.
What you're doing, because people getting funding and they just going and doing stuff, going shopping, going traveling, doing the things, right? No reporting. Stop getting these non-reporting vendors. Make sure when you get vendors, ask them, do they report to Experian? A business. Do they report to Experian Equifax? Do you report to Dun & Bradstreet? Because when you're trying to build your credit, you need to ask these questions, because not all companies do it.
They do the reporting.
And what y'all don't know is that to report to the credit bureau, whether it's personal or whether it's business, the businesses have to pay some type of subscription fee or whatever for them to report that stuff.
Report it. Oh.
The bureaus are a profit center.
Huh? Was
Yeah,
that's an inside
that's a point. That's an inside. Yeah, it's a profit center. They have to pay to report your stuff. That's why you have to look at it and make sure it's accurate, make sure they do it right, and monitor your credit report. Is your responsibility. That's why we got consumer laws and things of that nature, because they just make a mistake. They're just making money.
Wow.
That's why they don't want to remove stuff, and just it's a lot. That's why you have the CFPB and all of the things that's out there, because they are trying to protect us from a lot of the shenanigans, and so inconsistent business info. We've talked about that a few weeks ago. Making sure everything is congruent, making sure that you're not using credit for a lifestyle, you guys, for you to flex. You can go get this. You can just, drop down the little black card, whatever. Like you got that little heart, that Amex. You like, ooh, look at my little gold. It's not a flex. It is leverage. Yeah, it's leverage. And why are you laughing, Ms. Angeline?
People they're more worried about or influence about the prestige of things as opposed to the reality of leveraging and using it for, building the wealth, building their strong credit, building their business. And the prestige comes with that. Once you build your business, build your wealth, the prestige automatically comes. You don't need the black card. It's already there when you do the right things in the first place.
Period. Yeah, 100%, 100%. So it's not credit. It's not like, because I have a lot of credit cards. I do. Okay. Because I've been, obviously I practice what I preach, and then I have, I just have a lot of cards. Right. And so, but that's a lot of responsibility. Everybody can't handle that. Right. Yeah. Because, I've paid off cards probably 2 or 3 times. I mean, it's you have to manage it. Right. And it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of management that you have to do to ensure, it's a lot of responsibility, period, and it has not been pretty all the time.
I believe you.
Okay. And because some of the cards, like people like, oh, I want an Amex card. Okay. Yeah, that's nice to have an Amex card. But guess what? I'm not talking about the 0% Amex card. That's that introductory card that they give you the 0%. I'm not talking about that card. I'm talking about that gold card. I'm talking about that silver card. I'm talking about those cards. Now that's $795 annual fee. It comes with all of the perks. Yes, you get them 70,000 points. Yes, you get all of travel rewards, and you can, you rank up those points and you can travel for free, get the hotel for, your Delta, American Express, and it's all wonderful, but you got to manage it. You got to manage that joker, because honey, you look up and be like, where did this $795 charge come from? It's the annual time. I had one time during our business meeting, I was like, Miranda, we need to put on the schedule when these doggone annual fees come up, coming out, because they show up, and then you got some cards where they don't allow you to pay no minimum. Yeah, you got to pay. That's for the grown folk. That's for the grown folk. Where the grown folk at? Where the grown folks at? Where the grown folks at? Okay. Hey, Kay Cookston joined the building. What's up? What's up? Yeah. So everybody ain't ready for them grown cards. Them grown cards where you got this almost 800. They want a black card, but how much is the annual fee for the black card? By 10,000. Come on, yes. So don't be playing over here, talking about you ready for this, because some of these cards, they like you pay in full every month. Every month. Your bill comes through, it'd be like, yes, you owe $2,000. And
Yeah.
Okay. Be like, where's the minimum car? What is minimum? What is minimum car?
Minimum. Who you talking to?
Who you talking to? They ain't the minimum card, girl. I'll be like, oh, we ain't putting it on that card right there. We ain't putting it on that one.
Yeah.
Just put it on the other one. And then when you have employees, they also allow you to give your cards to your employees. Like if they are paying specific expenses, they are responsible paying certain bills. You can also, that's the benefit of having business credit. Right. You're able to kind of have, hey, you have a client that travels, or not a client, or employee that travels, then, you know, they have their own car, so they can make their own travel arrangement, or they're responsible for a certain department in your business. They over sales, they're over, you know, marketing, they're over, you know, your CFO, your whoever, your C-level companies, you know, they can have cars to have a, you know, to make sure that you have a budget for the year, and making sure that they're not overspending their budget. You can have the card cut off at a limit where they can't charge over a certain limit, you know. So all of these things in ledgers, you know, I'm getting into your side, but those credit cards, you want to make sure that those fees that you may be paying, that they're being written off as well. Yes. So just a lot. I don't know if you want to add anything from a business credit perspective, merchant credit, and because these merchants, they are now getting into the funding business. I don't know if you know, we got PayPal giving out loans and lines of credit. We got Stripe giving out loans and lines of credit. We got QuickBooks giving loans and lines of credit. We, you know, so everybody's in the funding and in the credit
funding business. I've seen it.
Businesses, they need that cash flow. And if they see, I'm gonna tell you right now, if they see you making a certain amount, honey, they gonna send you that offer. They're gonna be, and you're gonna be like,
girl, they send it out. I'd be looking at it like, I'm like, no, if I need something, I'll call Katrina.
Exactly. I'm like, let's see. You know, so you know, you just want to make sure you're reading the fine print. Lord, because honey, like, no, I've had clients who have gotten what they call merchant cash advances, and I haven't talked about that much, but it's essentially the personal payday loan. Business payday loans are what they call MCAs, merchant cash advances. So be careful, because what they do, they see how much you're making per month, and they will give you an offer. Make sure it's not a merchant cash advance, because what happens, it's really like a balloon type of situation going on, where you're paying usually by the day, you're paying by the week. Woo! Or you pay them every 2 weeks. That is typical with a merchant cash advance. And I've had, I have clients who have come to me and they're like just dire straits because they are in a MCA situation. There are big companies, $1 million companies, who have $25K a week, you know, paying merchant cash advance payments. And I mean, it's just really a situation that, you know, again, when you're trying to pay payroll and you're trying to pay your contractors and you're trying to, you know, it's a, you know, stuff that business people go through, and you need some cash. And so they're there for you. If you got them bank statements to back up what you make, you can always get cash. I can get you cash today. Your credit score can be 550. I can get you cash. It's called a merchant cash advance, but I don't do it just from a fiduciary duty. I don't do it unless we have it lined out where you're going to pay this back within no more than 60 days or less. Like you're waiting on that house to sell. You're waiting on this invoice to be paid. You're waiting, like you literally just need this little window where you just need that cash to get that cash infusion, you know, to pay the thing. And you know, you got on the back end, that stuff already on its way. Yeah. That net 60 or that net, like another company, like a lot big companies, they do net 120. Yes. Because they can. That's why, because they can. Yes, they have that net 20. because they can. And
Right.
so, and so sometimes they may have to get a MCA just to be able to kind of make the end meet. The Peter, the Paul on the business side, where we're going to say Mr. Peter and Mr. Paul on the business side. Yeah. And so that is the kind of, again, just kind of giving you guys insight into the business side of credit. And if you're paying this on time, your business lines of credit, all of these things on time, it builds your business credit. But if banks, national banks, when you're trying to get like SBA loan, they just came out with a law in the SBA side. If you have MCAs, they will not give you an SBA.
Ooh.
It just came out this year.
Because they figured that you're risky.
It says financial health is not good.
Not good.
Yeah, because you're not going to get an MCA if you're financially healthy. You're going to go get a real business loan. You're going to go get a line of credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? American Express and all of the companies, they will give you a line of credit when they see you getting 5-6 figures a month through your account. They will give you a line of credit. So that says that there's something's going on.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a real thing. People,
Wow.
you're in dire straits, right? And so you have to get it. And it is a thing and everything, but there are a lot of times if they look on your business credit side, okay, and they see you have an MCA, they're going to know, probably not going to get approved for certain things, because that means that, especially if it's recent, they're going to be looking at that. And so you just really want to be careful. These are the big boy things I don't really talk about here, but I just want to kind of give you guys some eyesight into the business credit side of the world, where you can build your credit up to the point where you don't have to leverage your personal, and everything. However, it's because you've established some really bona fide credit. You paid off some really 6-figure loans. You've paid off, some HELOCs, and you paid off. That is just showing, oh wow. Yes, they have been faithful steward over this. And so, yes, we don't have to look at the personal no more, because she was the business, Emmanuel Financial or Grow, Thrive, and Prosper or New Day for You Enterprise. They've built that structure, and that profile is very robust, where we see you paid off things, you're paying things off, and you got that revenue to go with it. You got the financials to go with it. Oh, yes, we don't need to look at your personal credit, because guess what? Your business profile got it going on. But not this internet thing. They went on here and lied to these people on the internet. Girl, talk about no docs. Okay, no docs. Look at your little 25,000, whatever. But you ain't finna get no 200. I want 200,000. Oh, okay. How much you want? 250? Okay. How much you want? Well, I don't have no revenue right now. Okay. But you want no job. So these are the shenanigans that I go through, honey. These are the shenanigans that we go through on the business side.
Wow.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, everybody, tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Hey, this has been good. Put good in the chat.
That's been very good, girl. You dropped some nuggets today.
Girl, look, just a little something, girl. This is what we doing over here, girl. Being the business advantage, trying to help the business people, girl. Just helping the business people
turn nuggets. Well, hopefully
the business credit into power, into scale. So go ahead and drop the word business. What is it? I think it's oh my God, I forgot what it is, but drop the word funding. Okay, I do know that. Drop the word funding. If you comment the word funding, if you are in need of funding for your business, you want to get pre-approved, you got a 650 plus credit score, you're making over 45K a year, we can get you started with the process, and hopefully help you to grow your business to the level where you're able to leverage your business credit only. So that's what we're here to do, is to help people to steward their business in a way where they can exit on the other side. What you think, Miss Angeline?
I think that is awesome. Yes. And you definitely, and again, this is an awesome strategy to use your business credit, not your personal credit. This is like standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
If you are a true business owner, true entrepreneur, this is what we do, right? You don't use your personal monies to scale your business,
your cash.
You don't use up all your cash revenue in your business. You OBM, use other business money. And so what Katrina is telling you is standard procedure. It is standard operations for businesses. And that's how the big boys operate. They don't use up their cash like that.
Yeah.
They just
don't. You know what? It's one other thing that I didn't talk about just really quick, is that leveraging your collateral, so obviously you can leverage equity in your home. People know about that, but in the hood, people be leveraging their title of the car. That's lower, at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the lower level.
Yeah, unless you have
getting started.
Yeah, unless you have a business vehicle that you're using, that operates, go pick up people who are handicapped that need, or you have an 18-wheeler, something like that you're leveraging. But the other thing that's new on the market as well now is you're able to leverage your crypto. Wallet.
That is big business, crypto.
Yeah, so a lot of the
digital currency
is down now. Yeah, crypto is down now, as you know. And so if you have a crypto wallet out there, and you like, look, I need a loan, I can help you. Let me know. Drop the word funding, and you're trying to leverage against your crypto wallet and all of the things, your stock portfolio. You have an old IRA, old 401k, something that you want to leverage. These are collaterals. You have art.
That's asset that can be collateralized.
Yeah, art collection. All of the things that you have, something that's valuable. You can leverage that collateral, that asset. That's why we always say, don't be buying liabilities. Go buy assets.
Assets, right?
Go buy assets. Yeah.
Yes, because you can leverage that. So
it appreciates.
We're giving you all our business tips, our business know-hows. We are talking from experience and knowledge, years of experience and knowledge that we are sharing with you all. So hopefully, you guys come off of that YouTube university.
Come on now.
where you're getting bits and pieces of information. And truly, take the information that we're giving you all and reach out to us. You can connect with me if you're needing more information regarding strategizing with your taxes. And this is tax season still for most of us. And so if you need tax strategy for 2026, and if you're getting funding, or if you have gotten your funding, you're looking to reduce your taxable income for this year, 2026, it's not too late. You can connect with me. If you type in the word savings, if you're on my IG Live or my Facebook, just type in the word savings, and we can reduce your taxable income by up to 70% with the tax strategy plan. If you are on Katrina's IG and Facebook, if you type in www.meet with Angeline, then you could get on my calendar and we can talk with you as well. So bookkeeping, taxes, I'm here to support you to leverage those type of strategies to keep your money, get educated, all right? So we're here to support you. So as Katrina gets you the money, I'm here to support you, to help you keep the money, to educate you so you know what to do with it, so that you're not putting it in the wrong places and setting yourself up so that you can get the money. Make sure that you're in the right business entity, right? Making sure that your business finances are in order, your bookkeeping, your balance sheet, your P&L, your profit and loss are looking good. They make sense. Girl, I had some people, show me their P&L and their balance sheet, and I'm like, what is this? Why is your liability on your P&L? Why is your loan on your profit and loss statement? Loans don't go on your profit and loss statement. It's a mess. Like, who set this up? So we make sure that you can be funded, that your financials are looking right. So I help you keep the money and make sure that you're able to get the money as well. So if Katrina gets you the money, I help you keep the money. So
yes. So
connect with us. We're here to support you all.
Yes. And speaking of support, I just want to make sure that you can drop the word club. That's CLUB. If you need a community, you need a space, a place of support and being around other business owners. I have the She's Fully Funded Club for those that are interested in funding, who are either looking to get funding, or you're in the process of funding, or you want to get funding in the future. That's the community of She's Fully Funding. And you have a community as well that you're going to be starting. So tell the people about it.
Yes. So I am launching in July a community as well for entrepreneurs and business owner that wants to know more about strategizing with taxes. So, because believe it or not, that is a way to wealth as well. Because people shy away from taxes. But you know what? If you're getting into wealth, you need to know about taxes. You need to know how to keep that money, baby. Because Uncle Sam, if you do the wrong thing,
be coming for you.
Be coming for you. So you need to educate yourself and know how to strategize properly. So yes, I'm starting a community in July for business owners, women business owners, to educate themselves about tax strategy and planning, and also about their finances as well, and building wealth, using their finances. So you can connect with me if you type in the word wealth circle, WEALTH circle, wealth circle. And that will allow you to get onto my free podcast where you can share your story about your business, about yourself. And that podcast will be broadcast amongst so many podcast streams across the US as well. And then that will also get you an invitation into our community, which will be called the Good Girlfriends Wealth Circle. That will be starting in July. And so we're so excited about that. We're going to be sharing wealth of information, again, about tax planning, strategizing, building wealth the right way. Things that is not spoken about, talked about, that you need to know about as business owners, as entrepreneurs. You need to educate yourself. You need to be in the room with the right people, right? That are educated, that are knowledgeable. And as Katrina said earlier, if you want to go faster, hire the master. Get in the right room, get in the right people. So that you can
keep you from making any mistakes.
That's my business model, so that you can grow, thrive, and prosper. That's what I enjoy doing, and seeing that women business owners, entrepreneurs are growing, they're thriving, and they're prospering. And that's so we're here to support you. So type in Wealth Circle to get on the podcast and to be invited into the Good Girlfriends Wealth Circle. And if you're interested in tax planning and strategy, type in the word savings to get on our calendar. And if you're on Katrina's live stream, www.meetwithangeline.com, and we could connect you as well. Get on my calendar.
All right, you guys, next week, we will be back here at the same time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Pacific Standard Time at 3:30 p.m. Miss Angeline will be sharing more about tax strategy. She will be, be ready to support you guys. And hey, that's it. We made it. We made it through it. You made it through it today. Thank you guys for sharing your time and giving your time on today. We appreciate you. We have, make sure we're building that business credit. And so that's what it's all about. Okay. And so, girl, you just got to have good credit. Don't just have good credit, have strategic credit. Okay.
There you go.
There you go. So
strategic
good night. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.